The novelist Angela Carter has just published some fairy stories.
I've read the whole book. I thought her stories are beautifully written, but on the whole, I don't really like stories of fantasy. I like stories that begin, Mrs. Henderson walked slowly into Sainsbury's and purchased a pound of cod.
Just to say, I'd like to know the Sainsbury's where you can buy cod.
The Exeter one.
You fantasist.
Because I am a deeply political person in an old-fashioned way, I believe all art is political, that you can't walk down the street without making some sort of political statement.
I've chosen Bird of Night because I think Susan Hill is one of the most outstanding talents in contemporary English fiction.
Well, Angela Carter.
Well, I think it's a nice middle-class novel about a nice middle-class nutter.
A clash of opinions is on the
Well,
horizon here, yes.
no, not really. I was deeply offended by one or two things in the novel. One is the private incomes on which these two chaps subsist.
Chili Cooper.
I thought he actually made the genius character absolutely brilliant. I mean, she did. I mean, I thought it was a real. It seemed like a real writer.
Or they might write like Virginia Woolf.
I don't know, I think the Bloomsbury group are a lot of tinkling, overprivileged freaks. But, you know, and then what happened, this extraordinary thing that can happen in America and in the US happened, which was that they decided they'd had enough of it, and the people brought the army home from the front, which, to my knowledge, is the first time it's ever happened in the history of human race. And it's something that you can never take away from, you know, Americans, just as you can never take away from the French the fact that their great national holiday is the anniversary of the day the mob stormed a prison.
Yes.
And although, you know, they try and pretend that it wasn't their finest hour, though in the States they try and pretend now that it wasn't their finest hour and that it was one of the most shameful things that ever happened to them. I mean, obviously, in human terms, it's one of the single most glorious events since the abolition of slavery.
OK, I write overblown, purple, self-indulgent prose, so f***ing what?